This is the Waterpik Sonic-Fusion. This is an innovative new product that combines an electric toothbrush with a water flosser. So it becomes the Sonic-Fusion flossing toothbrush. I've been testing it for a good few weeks and I'm here to give you my opinions on it. So overall, let's get to the point. This isn't really that great. I like Waterpik. They make fantastic products, certainly in terms of water flossers, and this sounded great. And okay, overall, it's not terrible, but overall, I think the way they've combined this isn't the best way they could have done it. I think actually Waterpik have their own complete care systems, which include a separate toothbrush and water flosser, which is better. And I generally believe investing in a separate electric toothbrush and water flosser is a better route than combining this. This isn't terrible, there's a lot of things to like here, but I think they've fallen short considering the price they're actually asking for it. So now let me go into a bit more detail of why I feel this way. So what we need to understand first of all is many people don't floss their teeth, but it's an essential part of cleaning your teeth and looking after your oral health. When you brush your teeth with a manual or electric toothbrush, you're missing up to 40% of the tooth surfaces, and that's where flossing using string floss or interdental brushes really helps, because it cleans in between those tight spaces that we have between our teeth where plaque and bacteria and everything can build up and can be really damaging to oral health. Waterpik are well known for their water flossers, which is a modern option, if you like, an alternative or adjunct to string floss or interdental brushes, and they're clinically proven and very effective. Now the Sonic-Fusion is clinically proven and is approved by the American Dental Association, so it's got a lot of good things going for it. And the water flossing function on here is not bad, but when you combine it in with the toothbrush, unfortunately there are some limitations which I think existing water flosser users will find irritating, and even new ones will find slightly uncomfortable. And that's because the water comes through the toothbrush head rather than the more traditional tips that you get with a water flosser. Now, I also want to just quickly touch upon the fact that there are two models here. You have the SF01 and the SF02. They're very similar, but there are slight differences in terms of their features and price. So the SF02 Professional version comes in around about $199 compared to the $169 of the SF01. So the key differences are the SF02 comes with an additional brush head in the box. The SF02 also has a 14-ounce reservoir compared to the SF01, which has a 15-ounce, so the premium option actually has a smaller reservoir in this case. The SF02 measures a little bit smaller overall. The design is slightly different between the two of them, but that's really it. I mean, go and check out our full written review, link in the descriptions, which goes into a bit more detail of the differences. But this is the SF02, the premium one that I've been testing here. So you can use this. There's like two parts to it. You've got the electric toothbrush and the water flosser. But where with the water flosser, you usually have a dedicated handle. In this case, you actually use the toothbrush handle as the handle for your water flosser. Kind of get it? So the water comes through from the water flosser, up into the handle of the electric toothbrush and out through the brush head, which has a specially designed brush head with a nozzle that kind of jets out the water. And you get three brushing modes. You can use the toothbrush as a regular toothbrush. You can use the water flosser kind of on its own. You're still using the toothbrush, but the toothbrush bristles, etc. aren't moving. And then you combine the two and you can have like a brushing and water flossing experience together, which I don't really recommend because it's just a bit awkward in my opinion. The actual toothbrush doesn't perform too badly. It cleans the teeth fairly well. It's a sonic cleaning action like a Philips Sonicare electric toothbrush. It's quite nice to hold in hand. It's a bit chunky because it's got a detachable hose element that feeds the water in for when using the flossing element. And considering the size, the battery life of just 7 days is pretty poor, when most electric toothbrushes now have a battery life of 2 weeks plus. 7 days is pretty bad in my opinion. It feels okay. It's not cheap. But it doesn't feel as premium as some electric toothbrushes that have more rubber grips. It's quite smartly designed on the actual brush handle as well. The brush heads are of course detachable. When you've actually got the brush head in action, the brush makes this well, I can only call it a horrible sound. I say a horrible sound. I don't like the sound. In comparison to Sonic Hair, which is very quiet, this is really loud and makes a much more higher pitched sort of whiny sound than even the more mechanical sounds of Oral-B. Now, I'm sure you get used to it, but I was surprised at just how much noise this electric toothbrush actually made. But to be fair, it did actually clean the teeth. And I can't say I had a bad tooth cleaning experience using it. So the toothbrush handle sits on the front of the water flossing unit, and you've got this detachable hose that you obviously need attached when you want to use the water flossing element. It connects up to the power via a 2-pin US power adapter. That works on 100 through to 240 volts, so should you travel with it, you don't need a voltage adapter, just a plug adapter. So when you come to actually flossing your teeth, what you do is you fill the reservoir up on the unit. You have 10 pressure settings, which range from 10 to 100 psi. It's nice and smart, controlled via a dial on the side. You also get the units in a couple of nice colours. You get white with a chrome accent. I've got the black and kind of coppery rose goldy colour option here. On the brush handle, you've got a couple of buttons to actually change between the brushing and flossing modes. And then when you actually use it, you move the toothbrush around your mouth, directing it to the area of the mouth you want to obviously direct that water floss jet to. Now, where I found the difficulties with this, with the brush head, it's much larger and a bit more cumbersome when you're trying to get in between the teeth. One of the benefits of a traditional water flosser that has the individual jet tips is you feel like you can get more control. Now, there is 360-degree rotation essentially, because the hose that connects to the brush handle completely rotates, but that is limited by the size of the handle and the fact you've got this brush head. It was just more awkward in my opinion. Now, it did provide a different sensation when you use the toothbrush and the water flosser together, but you kind of need to be over the sink and dribbling out because of the amount of water that comes through it. Depending on the pressure settings, you get anywhere between about 85 through to 210 seconds of usage, which is pretty good. So at the higher end there, you're going to be at the lower end of that time, about 85 seconds, but that's still a good amount of flossing time, and potentially you can fill the reservoir once and use it twice a day, not having to refill it each time. Although the actual unit overall is a little bit chunky because the fact it's got the reservoir, it's quite smartly designed, and it's not so large that it looks out of place on a countertop in your bathroom. And Waterpik have done actually a good job with the quality of materials and the way it looks. You know, everything feels quite good. The brush handle is a little bit of the exception in my opinion. The actual base unit works quite well, and yeah, not bad in that respect. And they actually provide a 3-year warranty with it as well, which is something that they should be given credit for. The toothbrush itself does have a built-in timer and pacer to help you brush for the right amount of time. There's only one style of brush head, and the toothbrush will automatically power off at the end of a cleaning cycle. There is a travel case included in the box, so you can put the toothbrush and up to 2 brush heads in, so you can take that when you're traveling. But with a 7-day battery life, you're going to be a bit limited about how long you can travel for without taking the charger. The problem is the charger is the base station, and this base station's a bit bulky to pop in your luggage when you're traveling. So the reality of the situation is, if you're going away for a couple of weeks, you're going to probably need to look for an alternative solution. And on the subject of that battery life, again, it uses a nickel metal hydride battery, which they're not bad, but a lot of companies are now using lithium-ion batteries, which give you that increased battery life. It does only take about 4 hours or so to actually charge the battery, so that's pretty good. So you get a quick recharge from it when sat on the stand. But I don't think that quick charge feature is beneficial enough to outweigh the fact that this has only 7 days of battery life. So as I mentioned at the outset, there's a couple of models. So this premium SF02 model has a retail price of around about $199. Typically you can buy it for about $20 or $30 less. Shop around, there's a little bit to be saved. Replacement brush head comes in packs of 2, but they're about $25 each, which is quite expensive when you compare it to the likes of Oral-B and even the more premium Sonic Hair brush heads. So that's something to consider, and that adds to the overall ownership cost of this Sonic-Fusion flossing toothbrush. So this can actually work out as much as 28 cents per day over a 3-year period, which is sort of a calculation we like to use here at Electricteeth. You could share the brush handle to get more value from this unit, but overall I think you're better off buying a separate water flosser and a separate electric toothbrush. You get the benefits of both, and you can enjoy better functionality from the water flosser with the jet tips, and you can use a better electric toothbrush with maybe more premium features, a better battery life in particular, and cheaper brush heads to go with that. So I would recommend going for the Philips Sonicare Protective Clean 4100 and then the Waterpik Aquarius professional range. That's a good combination and will actually probably cost you less than buying the SF02 or this Sonic-Fusion on its own. It's a shame you have to pay more to combine into one product that actually doesn't do the job as well as two separates, in my opinion. So there's a full written review that accompanies this video. Be sure to click the link in the description to find out more. If you found this video useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. But for more videos like this, click subscribe. But until next time, thanks for watching.